Judith Weir CBE is a British composer and master of the Queen's music. Biography. Weir was born in Cambridge, England, to Scottish parents. She studied with Sir John Taverner whilst at school and subsequently with Robin Holloway at King's College, Cambridge, graduating in 1976. Her music often draws on sources from medieval history, as well as the traditional stories and music of her parents' homeland, Scotland. Although she has achieved international recognition for her orchestral and chamber works, Weir is best known for her operas and theatrical works. From 1995 to 2000, she was artistic director of the Spitalfields Festival in London. She held the post of composer in association for the City of Birmingham Symphony Orchestra from 1995 to 1998. She received the Lincoln Centre's Stoker Prize in 1997, the South Bank Show Music Award in 2001 and the ISM's Distinguished Musician Award in 2010. In 2007, she was the third recipient of the Queen's Medal for Music. She was visiting Distinguished Research Professor in Composition in Cardiff University from 2006 to 2009. In 2005, Weir was appointed CBE for services to music. On 30 June 2014, The Guardian stated that her appointment as the Master of the Queen's Music, succeeding Sir Peter Maxwell Davies, would be announced. This was officially confirmed on 21 July. In May 2015, Weir won the Ivors Classical Music Award at the Ivor Novello Awards. Weir is a member of the Incorporated Society of Musicians. Music. Weir's musical language is fairly conservative in its mechanic, with her knack of making simple musical ideas appear freshly mysterious. Her operatic musical writing is sometimes compared to Britten's, and has been described as alternating twee-rhyming couplets and inert blank verse. Her first stage work, The Black Spider, was a one-act opera which premiered in Canterbury in 1985, loosely based on the short novel of the same name by Jeremiah Scott Elf. She has subsequently written one more, micro-operas, 3 full-length operas, and an opera for television. In 1987, her first half-length opera, A Night at the Chinese Opera, premiered at Kent Opera. This was followed by her other 2 full-length operas, The Vanishing Bridegroom and Blonde There, the latter commissioned by the English National Opera. In 2005, her opera Armida, an opera for television, premiered on Channel 4 in the United Kingdom. The work was made in cooperation with Margaret Williams. Weir's commissioned works most notably include Woman Life Song for Jesse Norman and Weir Shadows for Simon Rattle. In January 2008, Weir was the focus of the BBC's annual Composer Weekend at the Barbican Centre in London. The 4 days of programmes ended with a first performance of her new commission, Concrete, a choral motet. The subject of this piece was inspired by the Barbican building itself. She describes it as an imaginary excavation of the Barbican Centre, burrowing through 2,500 years of historical rubble. The first public performance of Weir's arrangement of the national anthem of the UK, God Save the Queen, was performed at the reburial of King Richard III at Leicester Cathedral on 26 March 2015. Operas: The Black Spider, The Consolations of Scholarship, A Night at the Chinese Opera, The Vanishing Bridegroom, Blonde There, Armida, Misfortune. Misfortune on 21 July 2011, her first opera for 17 years, Misfortune, premiered at the Bregenz Festival in Austria. It was a co-production with the Royal Opera, Covent Garden, London, and was written in English. The opera reworks a Sicilian folktale as a contemporary parable. Gerhard R. Koch, writing in the Frankfurter Allgemeine newspaper on 25 July, had these observations. The music of Judith Weir, who also wrote the libretto for her opera, is neither avant-garde nor experimental but has a highly distilled folkloric style with cantabile voices similar to that of Britain without becoming retrospective. Tonality and atonality are not applied in a strictly antithetical manner. Therefore the ideas of the American minimalists Reich and Riley are very present. This music has color and a rhythmic pulse. It creates characteristic sounds without losing itself in descriptive patterns. Misfortune moved to London in March 2012, garnering at least 2 negative reviews. Edward Seckerson in The Independent wrote of Misfortune in Name and Deed, and described the opera as silly and naive, and a waste of talent and resources. With a libretto that vacillates between the banal and the unintentionally comedic, full of truisms and clunky metaphors, and about his streetwise as a visitor from Venus. Andrew Clements wrote in The Guardian of a long 2 hours in the opera house, with scenes that follow like cartoonish tableaus, without real characterization or confrontation, and without suggesting a dramatic shape. The American premiere of Misfortune was originally planned in 2011 by the Santa Fe Opera to be a part of its 2014 season, but it was announced in the summer of 2012 that the opera was to be replaced by the North American premiere of Hwang Ruo's Drive, Sun Yat-sen. Other key works: King Harold's Saga, Piano Concerto, We Are Shadows, Woman.Live. Song, The Welcome Arrival of Rain, Tiger Under the Table, Piano Trio 2, Recordings, Judith Weir, Discography, A Night at the Chinese Opera, NMCD 060, King Harold's Saga, Kala CACD 88040, Piano Concerto, Distance and Enchantment, various other chamber works, NMCD 090, Blonde-Ekbear, Nicholas Folwell, Blonde-Ekbear, Anne-Marie Owens, Berthy, Christopher Ventress, Walther, Hugo, An Old Woman, Nerys Jones, A Bird, Chorus and Orchestra of English National Opera, Sean Edwards Collins Classics, CD 14612, NMC, NMCD 106, On Buying a Horse. The songs of Judith Weir on Buying a Horse, Ox Mountain was covered by Trees, songs from the exotic Scotch minstrelsy, The Voice of Desire, a Spanish leader booklet, King Harold's Saga, Stan Chen, Susan Bickley, Andrew Kennedy, Ailish Tynan, Ian Burnside, Signum SIGCD 087, The Vanishing Bridegroom, Ailish Tynan, Anna Stephanie, Andrew Tortoise, Owen Gilhooly, Jonathan Lemieux, BBC Singers, BBC Symphony Orchestra, Martin Brabbins, NMCD 196.